I'm here with my good friend Kourtney King. Known her for a very, very long time. Uh, just got to see you about a week ago. How's everything going?
Really good.
I suckered her into singing the national anthem at our tournament. Did that surprise you just a little that morning?
A very big surprise. I don't normally do that.
Yes, but you have a talent for singing. I've seen some of your stuff. What else do you do in school besides just wrestling?
I do choir, and that's practically about it.
That's about it. What have you all done with choir? Because I know I've seen some stuff. You've done some pretty
Um,
cool things.
I've done multiple solos, and then I've gone to Cora for a national, or not national, but like an honor thing.
Yeah.
It was a
So
whole bunch of people.
driving all those years with your sister, I know her voice is really bad. So you must have got that gene in the family. So
I
that's
did.
that's really cool. Um, how long has it been? Has it been like 9 or 10 years ago that probably started watching your sister wrestling? And is that
I
what
watched her
got
from the start.
yeah. So I mean that's got to be 10 years ago. So what made you decide that you wanted to follow in Keegan's footsteps there?
I think I just really wanted to be like her. I mean, I thought she was really cool beating up those boys, and
Are
I wanted
are
to be
are,
like that.
are you happy you don't have to wrestle the boys though?
Yeah.
Very much so. I'm so happy because I think by the end of her career we were holding her together with tape, you know,
Yeah.
which is too bad. You had a really good freshman year and you got to go to state and it was really exciting. Um, but also there was a little bit of it was you weren't sure if you were ever going to get a wrestle again. Can you kind of explain what I mean, I know your family has that little connective tissue problem anyway, but you also had scoliosis. What's some of the things that have affected your wrestling?
With the scoliosis, like with the rods or just the scoliosis?
Yeah, all of it. Just everything
Um,
that's kind of slowed you down.
well, with scoliosis, I was in a lot of pain. I would come home from practice just bawling, and it would be a lot of ice, biofreeze, heat, and it was actually to a point where my parents were not trying to convince me, but just like talking to me and being like realistic. Is this something you want to be a part of when you're older, especially after the surgery? And then after the surgery, like with the rods, it was really hard to like come back and figure out how to wrestle with a straight back and being completely straight.
Yeah, yeah, but um, so when did you figure out that you were going to have surgery? Was it before the state tournament your freshman year or
It was it was even before that season started. I remember my mom calling me while I was on the bus and she told me that the scheduled surgery was for February 10th, and I just remember breaking down because I was like, I haven't even started my high school career with wrestling.
uh-huh. And I think your mom told me that the doctor was pretty cool and decided not to fuse the top three vertebrae and the bottom three
Bottom
vertebrae,
3.
the bottom three. So you still had an opportunity to wrestle.
I did. Yes.
Yeah. So was that something you guys talked about in the doctor's office quite a bit, or does
Not really. It was kind of like just a little like mention like, "Hey, I'm a wrestler." And he goes, "Okay, like we can figure something out." And then he was like, "We're just not going to fuse the bottom 3 so then you still have movement in your hips and like bottom back."
and what have you done so far to on the comeback trail? I mean, there's a lot of rehab involved in that. And what has it been like um, just in coming back to wrestling and how has it been mentally and physically both?
It was very mentally challenging. I remember because I went to go do turkey chores and I'm the person that wants to go and do it all and do it fast. Well, I couldn't do that. I couldn't pick up the purse. It was too heavy. I couldn't bend. So it was just very both physically and mentally challenging because like physically I couldn't do anything I wanted to do during those 6 months. And mentally it was very hard because I couldn't even pick up my niece and she was not even that old. So I was just on the ground all the time with her on my knees playing with her. And it was just kind of hard, just like not being able to pick her up and like spend the time just holding her and carrying her.
Yeah, I know you.
And
I know it was a struggle for sure coming back. What was it like, getting back in the room those first few times? Did you kind of have to relearn wrestling?
I did. And it was very terrifying. I was told multiple times, like, not going to break, but you never know. And I was just really scared, like, something wasn't placed right. I mean, it was a lot of worry going through my head first wrestling and like then figuring it out. It was a lot.
And so, with all these things that have happened, what do you think has kept you wrestling?
I don't know. I was trying to think of this and I was like, I think it's just the passion and the love I have for the sport. I've grown to just love it and see, I've got to see it grow also from being together. And now it's finally sanctioned. And I think that's just, I feel like I'm part of that growth too. And I just wanted to keep going with the growth.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to watch those first few years. You are those early years with Keegan and Hannah Payne, and
Mm-hmm.
and then through Evelyn Kramer and Delaney Westcott and some of those other ones. The team itself, though, South Central Calhoun team has been building. How many people do you have out this year?
I think like 12 or 13.
Which is really good. I mean, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
compared to
That
the
is,
7 or 8 that we had.
yeah. And how are things going so far?
Really good. We're very tight team. I feel like we're doing Secret Santa, which is amazing. I've never done that with my team. Um, it's been a very close knit team. We're all there for each other all the time.
I got my start with basically girls wrestling in that wrestling room too. And your head coach, Jeff King, obviously it's a relative, it's your cousin. I coached with him, so I know him quite well. What's it like having your cousin, be the head coach?
Um, it's nice. I feel like I get pushed a lot more since
He
he
he doesn't
can.
let you he doesn't let things slide, huh?
No,
He doesn't let your little crap, he doesn't let it go by, huh?
no.
Good. That's
um,
good to hear.
it's very nice to have him in the room though, and like it's easy to talk to him since I know him a little bit better. So like it's easier to talk to him when I especially have something going on, and it's just like he understands and he knows what's going on. So like it's easier to just talk to him.
And you've had some additions to your coaching staff this year that are
Yes.
really cool and near and dear to my heart. We'll start with Keegan. Keegan join the coaching staff this year. What's it like and I know you guys butt heads on occasion. What's it like to have your sister in the room with you? Your
It's
senior
actually
year.
really nice. She helps me a lot. We've talked about staying after practice so she can help me a little bit more in strengthening my shoulder and stuff like that. And she also pushes me more than I think she does. Like she's really helpful. I mean, as much as we butt heads and we yell at each other, like it's very nice having her in the room.
Those will probably be memories that you guys will have for a long time down the
Oh
road.
yes.
It's kind of funny because I have two daughters too, and they butted heads so much through high school, and now you can't. I mean, they're on the phone with each other 3 4 times a day, and just can't. That bond can't be broke. So that's really cool that she's able to be in there. And then something else that happened this year is Cadence Bashong, or Candace Bushbong, as I like to call her, joined the team, and that's really cool. I think. Cadence and I are going to sit down and do an interview also. But what's it like to have Cadence in the room? There's somebody that recently finished very high and is one of the top girls in the state of Iowa. What's it been like having her in the room for not just you, but for everybody?
It is really nice. She helps everyone. I mean, if there's a question, we normally go to her instead of Jeff. It's just easier to talk to a girl sometimes, which is understandable.
Yep.
But it's really nice going to her and like having another girl on the team. We've never had that. We never had a female coach, so it's really nice. And she has a lot to give, like a lot of moves to show, and it's very nice. Like I've learned a lot more moves than I have in the past years.
Yeah, Cadence got her start in judo. So has she been throwing out some of those big throws of hers? Because I know she's got them.
Yes, she actually showed one not that long ago.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, she's fun. I actually put a post up today that showed back in the old days, Cadence, her dad used to bring her over during COVID and stuff. So you know, definitely somebody that I've really enjoyed watching come up and come through, and it's really cool to see both Keegan and her coaching. That's an amazing thing. That's kind of a full circle moment for me, and I'm real happy that it's happened. Um, what you kind of mentioned already a little bit, but what's really special about this year's South Central Calhoun team?
A lot of them have already been wrestlers or know of wrestling. I think we only have one that hasn't ever wrestled before. But the biggest thing I would say is that they never give up. Never. I've don't since our first meet in Humboldt. That first meet, none of them gave up, and it was really cool to watch. I mean, to see like their first day of practice of how scared they were to be in that room and like wrestle to like that first meet, and it was never giving up and trying things and doing things.
And what's in store for you this year? I know you've been out nursing a shoulder injury. When do you think you're going to be back on the mat?
I would say in the middle of December, or like end of December,
Okay.
hopefully.
That'd be good. That'd be good to give you some quite a bit of time. Are you gonna break 95 pounds this year?
I'm close.
Are you
I am
close?
close.
You're gonna have to weigh in and with your shoes on and some weights in the pocket to make it up to 100, but no, that's all right.
Probably.
So, what are some of the things I'm going to get to know you just a little bit better. Actually, I know you quite well, but let everybody else get to know you really well. What would you say your favorite wrestling moves are on your feet? What's your favorite takedown?
Double leg.
Double leg
I really love the double leg.
and off the bottom. I know what your sister used to do. What's your move off the bottom?
I try to step up, step out, like get up, get out.
Just basically stand ups.
Yeah.
None of those crazy rolls like your sister used to do.
I'm not as crazy as her.
Not as crazy as her. How about on top? What's your favorite pinning combination?
Whatever's there.
Whatever's there. Perfect.
Whatever's there.
Since you don't have to really cut weight, we don't have to worry about that, cheat meal. But what is kind of your favorite thing what's your favorite thing to go out and have, maybe to celebrate after a big win?
Um, McDonald's or Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, McDonald's. What do you have at McDonald's? Is it chicken nuggets? Please don't
It's
tell me
chicken
it's chicken.
nuggets.
Oh my God.
I
You,
remember going to like Grandview and stuff, and we would stop at McDonald's afterwards, and I would always get the chicken nuggets with fries and the caramel frappe.
yeah, so over 10 years, you still haven't developed any different taste.
I sometimes order a Big Mac,
Sometimes a Big Mac. Well, look
sometimes a
at
Big
you.
Mac.
Look at you. What's good to go out and eat? And let's say I know you're in Lytton. Does Lytton have a really good restaurant? Just
We have
gas station?
Sparky's.
You got Sparky's.
We got
Gotcha. So
Sparky's.
they have chicken strips there too, so that's good.
Not all the time.
So where's the family like to go out to eat if you guys get an opportunity to go somewhere
Probably the Mexican restaurant in Lakeview.
in Lakeview? That's really good. I will
It
say that
is.
that is awesome. Over the years, I'm sure you've had a number of pairs of wrestling shoes. What's your favorite wrestling shoe?
I would have to say my Lady Liberties, the ones that I had since freshman year.
Ooh, nice. You didn't get don't get new shoes every year, huh? I
No, I
get
don't.
usually
I
one
got
or
new
one or
shoes this
two,
year.
or you did. What do you got this year?
They're cotton candy from Rudis.
Oh, I
They're
like them.
very gorgeous. I love them, but I
Yeah,
just haven't wrestled in them yet. So,
lot of color, a lot of color there. I don't know a whole heck of a lot more. Is there anything, you'd like to let everybody know out there, uh, with injuries and just coming back? What advice can you give somebody?
advice. I would say that pain can make you stronger, but it can also make you weaker. You have to focus on yourself sometimes before you focus on wrestling.
I like it. So what's wrestling taught you?
Wrestling has taught me a lot about pain, a lot. How to get through it, how to focus on it more, how to like fix the pain,
Very
fix
good.
the pain.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for your season. I'm sure I know we get to see each other a few times more this year. Good luck and thanks for coming on.
Thank you.